It's time for the Steve and Kyle podcast with Kyle.
Having yourself some lamb chops or anything tomorrow?
I don't know. I'm not sure what's on the menu. I know that I'm making mashed potatoes, though.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Hard to do. You gotta peel the potato and mash it.
Don't know why my mashed potatoes are now under attack.
You gonna do it and liven them up, or is it really just boil and mash?
I do a little garlic. A little garlic every now and then.
Don't get too much flavor.
And Steve.
The runaway favorite Pharynx Polytechnic had just been steamrolling the competition in weeks prior.
I got some bad news. I just realized that I read the results backwards. I swear to God, they lost 64 to 36%.
Hit the music again.
Live on tape from APS 3 point whatever, it's the Steve and Kyle podcast.
God, I forgot all about that.
Man, we used to be pretty funny, huh?
What was that, back in 2020, maybe?
Oh boy, no, we didn't do
Was
it
it
during
before
COVID.
that?
I don't think. Yeah, that must have. I would guess 2019, maybe
Oof.
18. Yeah, it's
God. I remember, well, let's see. I remember what setup we were in, studio-wise.
I don't remember any
It was
of it.
when we were in the first corner before we got kicked out for Cricket Corner.
and then moved to the other corner, which then got kicked out for bigger cricket corner.
Not still upset about that at all.
I mean, the room's nice. It's just
Look at us, though. Look at us now.
right. I
Look
mean,
at this place.
Like I said, this room is nice. It's just to try to wash away the sting of
Yeah.
being booted not once but twice.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Leaves a little bit of animosity is the word.
How are you, man?
It's good. It's good. We are.
Things are good.
When this episode is out, we are days away from you and I.
Ugh.
I'm excited. I am very excited to be boots on ground, BOG. Austin,
Oh, yeah,
Texas.
we're bogging it. We're bogging it.
This is an absolute bog situation. Austin, Texas. Kyle, Texas.
This weekend.
Lake Kyle Park
Uh-huh.
in Kyle, Texas. This upcoming weekend.
Yeah.
For Kyle Fest 2024 in the most recent effort to break the Guinness Book of World Records record for the gathering of the most people with the same first name in history.
Yeah.
I believe
now
the
this is
number
open
is
to
2,400.
This is open to men named Kyle,
Yep.
women named Kyle, as long as it's KYLE, right?
First name, KYLE.
So no alternate spellings.
No alternate
Like, I'm sure
spelling,
that
no
there's somebody out
nicknames.
there who spells it KILE or
Yeah,
something.
You're not invited.
Yeah.
You can't come to this gathering.
Have your own little fest.
Or if you do come, you have to wear a shirt that says, I'm not with them.
No, you just wear a shirt with an asterisk on it.
Yeah, because that's what you are.
Yeah.
You're an asterisk to the Kyle Fest. So our plan is nothing. We're going to be on the ground and play it by ear.
Yeah.
I have every intention talking to other people. Where'd you come from? How far?
Yeah.
Why did you think this was so important to humanity, et cetera, et cetera? And obviously the traditional questions. What's your name? And
Yeah. The real important ones.
so yeah, we're planning on trying to grab a car.
Yeah, we still gotta do that.
Got to book one, which that should be fine. I'll take a look here again today. I figure, a week out, a little less than a week out,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, we'll
You
be good.
should be able to get one at the airport or bring it to us at the airport rather than pay a cab ride for 25 miles.
Yep. Yeah, we've apparently the podcast hasn't really infiltrated the Austin/Kyle, Texas area quite yet because we haven't had anyone reach out
Yeah.
and say that they'd be happy to chauffeur us around.
Yeah.
Personally, I'd like to rent a Tesla because a lot of them are built in that area.
Yeah.
So if we could maybe get a Cybertruck.
Do we have to return that charged though? Like, how does that work? Because
I don't know.
normally when you rent a car,
Yeah, you got to return it with a full
return
tank
it
of fuel.
or you pay
I'm not
some
sure.
fee for them to fill. I also don't want to have to make sure we leave extra early so we can drop this thing off at a electric pump and
Fill it up, boys.
That's
I'm willing to pay extra for the Cybertruck rental. Okay. I would love to drive one of them.
Yeah.
I think it is the most ridiculous looking vehicle that's ever been produced. I mean, it looks like it should have been built by NASA to drive on the moon back in the 60s.
Right.
That being said, I like weird stuff. You know, I have an 88 Jeep Comanche.
Yeah.
It's not much of a looker. I think we could find one of them on Turo or something.
Yeah, I'm posted on the poll. Do we need to rent a Cybertruck?
Yeah,
while we're in Austin,
for our
Texas?
4 hours in Austin. I mean, we could probably get a half-day rental, which would save us a little bit of money.
Yeah, listen, I'm happy to do whatever gags we need to, and whatever bits to make this as enjoyable for us as possible.
I mean, look, it's two of us. We each have a backpack.
Yeah.
Of course, we need a 7,500-pound truck.
Yes, to carry all of our stuff.
To carry us around.
We have microphones that we don't know if we'll be able to use.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're still efforting that.
To say we are somehow, again, underprepared for this.
Mm-hmm. Plenty of time.
Is incredibly accurate.
Kyle, I want to start off, first of all, with an apology to our friend Mark Calhoun in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan.
Yeah, you don't apologize to him.
Well, he when I was there a couple of weeks ago for the side gig, he was there. Him and his friend were there. I'm sure that you saw the picture that I posted at the time. They were loud and proud Steve and Kyle supporters.
Love seeing it.
Both wearing their, some would call it a knockoff of a Gold's Gym shirt.
No.
I don't see the similarities.
What, lawyers?
I don't see the similarities at all. It's the Steve and Kyle, I think it was podcast department, or Steve and Kyle Gym, maybe, shirt.
Yeah, let me pull it up here.
It has a very muscular golden man on it saying, yeah, I'm about that.
Big fan of that shirt.
And Mark was proudly holding up the Kyle Fathead for both the morning show and the night show. He actually came up on stage for a game. I picked him as my as my teammate for a game.
Are you guys still doing the yucks there at night?
I referred to him as Kyle the whole time and made him hold the Kyle Fathead the entire time.
Has to confuse a couple of your co-hosts who I've never met.
He proceeded to fail miserably at the game because he just kept dropping podcast references like Edmund Fitzgerald, Cook, 28 souls and one butthole. So while I appreciated that, it didn't work out well for him in the grand scheme of the game.
Brings me joy.
It was perfect. There were about 3 people that understood the references, me being one of them.
Yeah.
Him being one of the other ones, and then his friend, I'm assuming, being the one other person. Because most of them were met with just silence. Silence and, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
But again, I appreciated it. That's all that matters.
The logo you're describing is a statuesque man holding a barbell that's bent because of so much weight.
Yeah.
This is a shredded gold figurine, and
it almost looks like an Oscar statue.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. That's what I was going to. Yeah, that's a very, very valid description. And over the top says Steve and Kyle, but underneath it says, "Yup, I'm about that." And that's our location, Grand Rapids, Michigan, and SteveandKyle.com. Again, no lawyer has seen fit to find issue with that.
Yeah, and get it while you can.
That's IP, as far as I'm concerned. I created that, Steve.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
So he, after the morning show, Mark walked up and he said, "Hey man, I got something for you." And he tossed me this sweatshirt. I was like, "What's this?" He said, "Do you want that?" And I was like, "Hell yeah, I want this. Why?" Yeah. And he said, "I ordered it. They sent me." I think he said he ordered a large. They accidentally sent him a small.
Oh, okay.
So when he reached out to customer service, they said, "Very sorry about that." They sent him a large and then said, "Just keep the other one."
Very nice.
So Kyle, I have, actually, I think it's a medium.
Okay.
A Steve and Kyle Jim. Yep, I'm about that shirt.
Look at that.
Sweatshirt, and it looks like the Heather gray or Heather white.
Boy, that is gorgeous too. Seeing that in print.
I know that it's like this one's not going to fit me. So I said to him, I was like, "Well, I mean, medium. It's a size medium, not a small." I said, "Medium's not going to fit me, but I'll give it to my wife. She'll love it."
Yeah. Why wouldn't she?
And
Free
he
merch.
said, "Awesome, man." And I said, "Thank you, dude. That was very nice of you." Brought it home, presented it to my wife.
Yeah. She wear it yesterday?
She said, "Oh, are you going to give that away to a listener?"
What do you mean, hon?
I said, it's for you. And she said, I think it would be really nice for you to give it away to a listener. So now we have to come up with some kind of effing contest to give this thing away because my wife refused it.
Yes, absolutely.
So I think what we'll do...
You know what a lot of people are saying, too, is she didn't deserve it.
Some would say that.
Yeah.
No.
No.
So I have an idea. I think maybe we can...
Oh, I love this.
Maybe after we record today, we'll post we'll record a video.
Yes.
Maybe post it to the show YouTube channel.
Sure.
And then we'll link it on all the social medias. But maybe something where you have to go and comment with a show reference or something like that in the comments of the YouTube video. And then we'll use one of those randomizers to pick the winning comment. Or heck, we could go through and pick our winner, pick the one that we like the best.
Yeah.
And yeah, the winner will get a medium-sized Steve and Kyle Jim. Yep, I'm about that sweatshirt.
Yeah.
This is from Mark in the Upper Peninsula. Thank you very much, Mark.
I love this. We haven't done this in a little while.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Mark was as the world turns. Mark was the recipient of the random number generator for taking part in the Winter Solstice gift exchange.
Oh, was he? Okay, cool.
And he got the extra gift package from you and I personally, with I believe a Jeep keychain.
Yeah,
the Great American Mail Race board game. And I forget there was like one or two other items included in there that were sent to him.
Absolute treasures.
No question. Absolute diamonds in the rough that Amazon hasn't sold before or since then. But we were happy to take part. So, yeah, we will stay
Thank
tuned.
You, Mark.
On social media. We will post something about that and we'll give that away. And I love that idea. I don't mind doing that even every other month, something like that. Ordering some of our merch for someone
and just
who
shipping it
wants
somewhere.
to partake.
Yeah, what we could do, we'll pick maybe an item of the month or something.
Yes.
We'll post it up there. If you win, we'll order it and just have it shipped directly to you.
Correct. There is some new merch up there at steveandkyle.com/merch. Make sure to check that out. There's a Johnny the Duck and Lisa design that I had been working on for quite a while. Mm-hmm. And there is the 2024 Poll Badness winner is up there as well.
Yeah.
There's some Eddie Fitz merch.
All kinds of good stuff.
There's some really, really good stuff there related to the podcast in the Zach.
Yeah.
Some shark merch. Yep, I'm about that. A lot of stuff on all items there. I try to make everything available on there. If you see something and you're like, hey, I would like this on a,
do we have
different shirt.
What about the one that we came up with last week with Donnie Dozer from DozerDeals.dig?
Donnie Dozer and maybe his twin brother Danny.
Right, yeah.
The Dozer brothers Dozer.
The Dozer Bros.
The Dozer Bros.
Dozer Brosers.
Who run DozerDeals.dig.
The best place for all your Dozer deals.
The best place for all your Dozer deals. That is in the pipeline. And hopefully we can make something happen with that.
So maybe as you're listening to this, check out steveandkyle.com/merch. Might already be up there. We're just, fine tuning going on at the moment.
I deal with our friend Chris Pruitt, who has sent us we still got a gift from him. We have to figure out where we're going to hang up.
Yeah, we do.
And he works with me on generating some of these images that we can then use and throw up in the merch store. So please do check that out. Over the last 7 months, the thing has been just entirely overhauled with a bunch of new designs on there. So please do be sure to check that out.
Yeah. So thank you very much once again to Mark.
Yeah, we've got the Texas trip coming up. So the recording schedule's a little bit wonky over the next few weeks because post-Texas, I don't think we'll have a chance to mention it on the Texas trip podcast.
Yeah, the week after we do the Texas, so the next podcast that you get, which will be the 24th of May or something like that. That one's going to be a little bit different. It's going to be a lot of just sound clips of us in Kyle, Texas. There might be a short intro and outro. I mean, it could be 5 minutes long. It could be 45 minutes long.
Right.
We don't really know. We're not exactly sure what it's going to be.
Yeah, that'll be the 21st of May.
21st, okay.
But then the week after, Steve, you and I got to get back on the wagon.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think we're going to try to duplicate what we did last year. And live broadcast the very local Memorial Day Parade.
Okay. We had a great time with this last year.
I enjoyed the heck out of it last year.
Such a good time. We just, we kind of just renegade parked the
you
the
parked
Comanche. Yeah, I drove around barricades, hopped a curb,
Yep.
backed it into a parking spot right at one of the, the local parking lots at the elementary school.
Yep.
And then you picked me up. Mm-hmm. And then later we rendezvoused back at your house and then made our way over where we set up all the equipment.
Yeah.
And did a podcast sitting on lawn chairs in the back of the Comanche.
Live play-by-play of all of the local talent coming through on the Memorial Day Parade.
Yeah, a lot of marching bands, a lot of grandpas on lawnmowers.
Yeah, maybe we'll try to figure out a way to throttle the audio a little bit for when the bands come by. I know a lot of people mentioned that last year.
No.
Absolutely blew out a lot of the audio from the speakers. But yeah, and if you're going to the very local, it's in Jenison, the local Memorial Day Parade, and you're watching all of the adults block children from getting candy.
Yeah.
Come by, find the 1988 Jeep Comanche parked backward.
Backed into the parking spot.
Because my plan, let's do it exactly the same. I don't want to move an inch.
Same spot.
From where we were last year. And we'll, post up our bag chairs.
We had a little bit of shade from the oak tree that we were parked right next to.
Yes.
It was really nice.
The families enjoyed it.
Families had a great time.
Loved it. So if you're going to be attending, please try to stop by, say hello. Maybe we'll have some Chuck E. Cheese to throw at you.
Oh, yeah. Those are still in your freezer?
Yeah. The bags and bags and bags of Chuck E. Cheese that we're still planning on using if we enter a local holiday parade.
Yeah.
With Solstice Sammy. I feel like we need a character sheet. Like we're a big action movie.
Yeah.
Who needs a character sheet for the call times for all of our different characters. We've got Danny and Donnie Dozer, the Dozer Bros.
Oh, man. Yeah. I mean, you see those posters that you can get. Like, you used to be able to get them at Spencer's or Hot Topic or something.
Yeah.
Where you remember you'd just go through the big poster binder that they had up on the wall, and it would be every character that's ever appeared in a Simpsons episode.
Yes.
And there's like 3,000 characters on this poster. We need something like that for the podcast.
We need the Brady...
Get the AI to do that.
What I want is the Brady Bunch cast collage image.
Oh, yeah.
With the 9... I think it's 9 squares, right? 3 by 3?
Yeah, it is.
And where each head pops in. Now, granted, those are moving, but still the idea is the same.
Yeah.
Of all the different characters that we've developed from the Steve and Kyle podcast over the year. I mean...
You got Scarecorn, Corn Man.
Yep, you'd have Corn... You'd have Corn Man. There's the merch of Baldy and Nutmeg in the Morning, which, as we all know, was a tragic morning show put out to pasture by Steve's side gig.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Johnny the Duck and Lisa will be in there.
Duck and Lisa, Little Tommyetto, One-Eared Herman.
What was One-Eared Herman?
I don't remember the lore about One-Eared Herman. I don't remember. You couldn't force me to remember how One-Eared Herman got created.
Somebody needs to put together one of those show glossaries.
Oh, yeah.
Or show encyclopedia, whatever you want to call it, where everything is explained.
Absolutely. So, we'll be out there at the local parade. Come on by, say hello. And, again, maybe we'll toss some Chuck E. Cheese your way. But that'll be that episode. So, needless to say...
It's a busy couple weeks.
We have a busy, busy run in May here.
Yeah.
But, overall... like less frequent you and I will be actually together doing the podcast. We'll just be in Austin, Texas, and then we'll be doing commentary for a local parade.
Yeah.
So I don't want to miss the opportunity, and I apologize for not giving you a heads up here, Steve, so I may need to filibuster.
Okay.
Because it's that time of the year where we need to get the rumblings and the happenings for you as we just passed Cinco de Mayo. And as everybody knows.
Yeah.
The time is upon us to be shopping, talking, looking Christmas season.
I mean, are we in the Zach? Because the lights go up in the Zach?
Yeah.
What were you
in
thinking?
the cul-de-sac, a little up the road, there's a guy named
the
Steve.
Christmas rap, or what is that song that we use?
From his side gig show, and Steve moved in. Away they all go.
No, this is perfect.
Widow in the volleyball
Yeah, I don't think I have that one anyway.
That's right. This new equipment. We're using it to its full extent.
Got a folding card table and 2 microphones. Got 2 dead neighbors, the others moved away.
That's right.
Got a folding card table and 2 microphones.
Oh, thank you, Zach Ruddick. Boy, I hope he still listens. Great listener.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Quality friend of the podcast. So, yes, it is May, and as we talked about, this is, without a shadow of a doubt, not the first, not the second, the third best time of the year.
Of course.
To be making all of your solstice and holiday plans for this upcoming December. And over the years, Steve, we transformed your home until we've hit a bit of a lull the last 2 years, right?
Yeah, I'm in a tough spot right now.
Because you're going to be moving, right?
No plans yet to move.
Say, let me put that down on the proclamation list.
Should I start it with a hear ye, or something like that? I've been stuck in a rut for these last couple of months because I can't make a decision on the lights that I want to get. Mm-hmm. I want the permanent full-time lights that are up all year round. That I've determined. Mm-hmm. But
so the ones that you can adjust to the holiday or the season or whatever.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they run off an app. You can say, "Hey, put up my Christmas lights, my Memorial Day lights, my Labor Day lights."
If it's Arbor Day, can you play the chainsaw sounds?
Yeah. Exactly. Perfect. I just don't know, and maybe you can help me on this. Because as you know, we can get the LED strips, or you can get like the individual. It's like every 6 inches. It's more like a little pod.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, and I'm just not sure what to go with. I'm leaning pod.
Same idea though, right? Like the color, it doesn't look like light pods. It would look like
you'd probably be able to see the pods a little bit easier.
Okay. As you know, we hunt deals. Mm-hmm. That's all we do here. Mm-hmm. We're deal hunters. We've had deals of the century, the rolling century. And so, I'm excited for you. Now we just need to find that right deal.
I know. And that's the killer.
So are you still thinking?
I'm not doing a roof line.
Not going to do the roof. So you're just going the garage line, house line?
Yeah, I mean around some windows, around basically tuck them like up underneath gutters and things like that.
Okay. What are we thinking footage-wise then?
250?
Boy, that's a lot.
I don't think I'll need that much, but
rather have too much than not
I'd rather have too much than not enough. And I think with the LED strips, you can actually cut them and customize the length on them. So I'd rather have too much, and then I can trim it down.
Boy, I know the name that everybody has seemed to
begins with a G, ends with an OV.
Boy, is this one very expensive? Mm-hmm. Maybe they're aware that this is the third best time of the year.
They're jacking up prices. Now, remember, I can offset this by selling mine.
That's correct.
But not until November, because I am selling them to the biggest sucker I can find.
Yep.
And you're getting the whole tote. I'm just handing the tote over to you. Keep the tote. I don't want it back. It's got a broken lid.
Now, there's just not enough reviews for me to recommend these to you, Steve. I can't do it.
Okay.
200 feet. But yeah, you're in the triple digits on these. You are in the triple digits.
Are you on Marketplace or are you on
I am
Amazon?
on Amazon. Yeah. I am on Amazon. And yeah, it's hard because they have the LED ropes. Mm-hmm. But we don't want the ropes.
I don't know.
We want the strips.
I don't know.
I feel like the ropes, you're not going to get the...
Oh, so the rope... No. Like, the strip are the ones that we have in here. That we had ordered... I had ordered last year and then never used. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I want the strip.
Okay.
I don't want the rope. I want, wire pod. 6 inches of wire pod.
Okay.
If you search permanent outdoor lights...
Yep. I found some. But we're in the $200 range for 100 feet.
Okay. See, that's why I've been going to...
the Marketplace.
Been going to Marketplace.
Yeah. I did find, a different brand that, not a ton of reviews. 100 feet for 130.
Okay.
But again, you need two of those to start, right?
Yeah.
And that's the pod. I'm specifically looking for the pods for you. Now, any other upgrades that you're thinking this year? I know a couple of years ago you added the Olaf.
Olaf and who is it?
Was it Elsa?
Olaf and Elsa will still be out there this year.
Now, are you looking to maybe match like Christmas Vomit House? Darth Vader pooping and
no.
Like a minion upside down in a chimney.
Outdoor permanent lights, 200 feet, $450.
Oh, get bent. I mean, listen. We have Amazon right in front of our faces. Mm-hmm. Okay? Any other big things in the pipe? You know, you've got that extra outbuilding now behind the house. And granted...
No, I will not be lighting that.
Man, I thought you were well on your way to becoming, Christmas Solstice Steve.
The lights that I have here, the string or the
Boy, that pod does look nice.
Right?
It's got a nice
drop light.
It does. It looks like it has enough glow that it looks like a bulb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, do I make the investment?
Well, listen, you can't wait till November like an idiot.
No.
You know that. We know that. The internet does not, right? Yeah. We're the only ones on the pulse of the Cinco de Mayo Christmas light season, as we've talked about.
Yeah.
I'd like to see you make a move in the next few weeks to at least try. And listen, the bonus with Amazon is, as we've talked about, just you and me here. You don't like, you send it back.
Send it back.
What's wrong with it? Defective.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Check it?
Yeah, just take some scissors and cut one of them.
Yeah. What's the worst that you got to do? Go to Kohl's? Drop it off? Staples? Who cares?
Yeah, it's I want to do the name brand because this is going to be a huge project to put all these things up.
Well,
I don't want to do it. I don't want to have to do it twice.
Sure. I did find another brand. I mean, these are 5-star review. Oh, that's very expensive. 50% off though. Makes it $150 for 100 feet.
That is way too much. What I need to do, what we need to do, because you're helping me on this. Yeah. We need to go out maybe after we're done recording. Maybe right now. Maybe we just hit pause.
Yeah.
We go out there and throw a tape measure around, figure out approximately what we're going to need.
The footage you would actually need, because you still have the drawing from the entire roof line that you did years ago when you decided to become Christmas Steve.
Yeah.
But obviously now it's irrelevant.
Yeah.
So I think we do need an updated drawing.
I mean, I'm going to be running power outlets. Like I'm going to be putting in outlets specifically up in soffits so I don't have extension cords hanging down.
Right.
It's going to be amazing. It's all going to be timed. So, I'm going to set up a routine so at 6 p.m. or better yet, at sunset, lights come on. From this month to this month, they're going to be Christmas colored. Yeah. From this month to this month, maybe they won't be on. Yeah. But then leading up to 4th of July, you bet your ass they're going to be red, white, and blue.
Well, you're going to need some pastels for Easter.
Yeah.
You're going to need the red, white, and blue for 4th of July, maybe some fireworks sound effects.
Come on now.
Popping out of the light bulbs. And then obviously you go to the Labor Day colors.
Mm-hmm. Brown?
Yeah, working man. Brown boots.
Leather.
Working man boots. Brown.
Yeah.
What's the color of callus? Right? Brown and like off-white.
The color of blood. The color of losing your arm in a combine.
The color of unions. What's the color of unions?
Yeah, so this it's on my mind. I think it's always on my mind.
I am super excited to fast forward 4 months to your weeping children when they see the exact same setup for another year.
Oh, I'm not doing that. We got a new roof on the house, and it is my goal to never walk on it because I don't want to mess up those shingles in any way. I don't want to ever have to go up there again. Once I install these permanent lights, which again is going to happen, I will never go on that roof again. Write that down as a proclamation that I'm making right now.
I'm sorry, I'm putting on the poll as, do you have to take shingle integrity seriously?
Look, man, this thing's got a warranty, and if I'm up there gallivanting on the roof,
yeah. Does it have a warranty against rain?
It does. Yeah, it does.
So do you call them after every rainstorm? Say, hey,
still
can
good.
You come out and take a look.
So
that's okay. It's nothing new, not surprising. No. Again, stay tuned. 6 months from now, with Steve's weeping children, a holiday tradition like no other. Steve, we are just a few weeks removed, and as we talked about in this podcast, you and I are nothing if not timely.
Always a week or two late.
From the great, what type of eclipse was it?
It was a total eclipse,
I don't
right?
care.
It was a total.
I don't know why I asked. I looked at you.
Total solar eclipse.
Okay.
It's
What's
funny
the
how
difference between the lunar?
Not sure.
Don't care either.
It's funny how this thing dominated headlines for weeks, and we haven't heard one word about it since then.
It's such a weird phenomenon that I don't know.
It's just this.
I don't understand it.
It's this crazy manufactured news type thing.
Yes.
I'll admit, I was out there. I checked it out. I had my welding mask, and I looked up, and I was like, huh, that's kind of cool. Huh. But honestly, I was so underwhelmed. We were in 95% totality.
Right.
And to me, it looked like a cloud had drifted in front of the sun for a minute. If you hadn't told me, hey, there's a total solar eclipse today, I would have had no idea. It didn't get dark. It got, again, a little bit less light. But now for people who were in the absolute path of totality, they have a completely different story. They say it got dark. It was crazy.
I don't know, like 3 minutes of darkness in the daytime. I don't.
Yeah,
it seems crazy to me, which is why when we mentioned this a few months ago, we had a listener, a listener of this podcast, somebody
Aaron,
who apparently was attended the fan of the show karaoke night that was a few weeks ago.
Yes, yeah.
Friend Aaron.
Yeah.
Aaron Madanowski from the Green Bay area. And not only was he going to be a fan of the eclipse.
He's an eclipse fan, yeah.
He commuted for this disaster.
They took the family, right? Didn't they pack up the car?
I think took is the right word because I think forced is a little bit aggressive.
Abducted?
But you're on the right track with took. If you just isolate the word took, I think it can be interpreted however you'd like to about Aaron's trip to the eclipse. So yeah, we wanted to talk to him and see, was it worth the hype?
Yeah, we had he had reached out and said, I'd be happy to talk to you. So let's see if we can get him on the phone.
Hello.
Aaron, how are you? It's the Steve and Kyle podcast.
Hey, Steve and Kyle podcast. How you guys doing this morning?
Very good, man. Very good. We were just talking eclipse, because as always, we're, like Kyle just said, we're very timely. We talk about things 3-4 weeks after they happen.
Yeah.
And your name popped in our head because fill us in. You're in the Green Bay, Wisconsin area?
Correct. We live just outside of Green Bay. We ended up driving down. We went to St. Louis the day before. We went to Six Flags, and then Monday morning we drove to Southern Illinois to be in the path of totality.
Okay.
So when you say we, who was in your group and who was there willingly?
I dragged along my wife and my 14-year-old son. My daughter wanted to go, but she had college. So,
so your older daughter actually wanted to go to this thing.
Yes, she wanted to come see it with us.
Okay, so can you describe to me when? For me, this is something that I didn't even think about or know about until probably a week beforehand, maybe 2 weeks beforehand. Is this something that you had been kind of marked on the calendar for years and knew that you were going to bring your poor family along, or how did this come about for you?
Well, I don't know years, but definitely months that we knew ahead of time, seeing where the path was. Our original plan was to go down to Kokomo and see all our friends we met from the side gig in Kokomo last year. Mm-hmm. But I neglected to book a hotel room on time, and it was pretty much full up.
Oh, yeah, because Kokomo was in were they in it, or were they very close to the path of totality?
They were very close. It'd be like a 10-minute drive, and you were in the totality.
Okay. So your experience during the eclipse was probably a lot different than mine, because when I saw that we here in West Michigan were in a path of like 95% totality, to me that means 95% totality means it's going to be 95% darker than it normally. Like, we're just going to have that little 5% of light. It was so underwhelming. I was standing outside. I had a doctor's appointment at 2:00 that day, and it was going to be, I think, like peak was going to be like 3:00, 3:15. So I got out of my doctor's appointment, and I was like, there's all these people standing out in the parking lot, and they're looking up with their glasses. And I was like, did they cancel the eclipse? Did something happen that maybe somebody calculated things wrong and they realized, oh, it's tomorrow? Because it was just as bright as any other day. And then I got home, pulled out my welding mask, looked up at the sun, and sure enough, I see the sun and I see a little tiny black ball right in the middle of it. That's not your experience, right?
No. But it was very close with my son. I kept pulling him out of the car because he wanted to sit in the car and play on his phone while it's eclipsing, and I'd make him get out and look up. He's like, "Yep," and then he goes sit back in the car for a while.
So was this just in a field with like a bunch of other people who commuted there that day?
Well, initially we were going to go to Marion, Illinois, which is a little town in southern Illinois that we had found driving when we go to Disney World. I refused to drive on I-65, so I go through Illinois.
Okay.
And there were so many cars on the state highways. It was like packed, and it was almost rush hour in like rural Illinois. So we got off on little dirt roads, found this little town called Centralia, Illinois.
Okay.
And we went to the local park, and there was a bunch of people in the park, and we just parked them things, sat in the park, look up at the sky. I had the filter for my phone, and I had the glasses.
So to be clear,
every 5 minutes at eclipse.
Now you're talking to somebody who was underwhelmed by the eclipse, me, and somebody who didn't even look up.
No,
right?
I was in the basement working. I didn't even go upstairs. Did not care. So I just want to make sure that I'm clear on the options for your family vacation. It was Marion, Illinois, Kokomo, Indiana, or get off the highway on dirt roads due to rural traffic.
That is correct.
Okay, good. Boy, oh boy.
All right.
So at what point did the paperwork from your 14-year-old's emancipation come across your desk?
I just have to install a new video game, and he's distracted.
Okay, good.
That'll be fine.
Aaron, were you impressed by it?
I was. When it actually went total, it was almost like one of those comedy movies where they have animation over real life.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it felt like.
Okay. Was your wife impressed?
Yes, she actually, and my son. They actually thought once the totality happened,
really?
They thought that was pretty cool.
So you won him back.
Yes.
You won him over with totality, but until totality, he was not into it.
Yeah. The certified divorce petition was like slipped back into the bag.
He's like, all right, Dad, you get one more chance. Because what is it, like 2045 or something is the next one. He's going to be in his 30s then, or early 40s or whatever. I swear to God, Dad, if you show up to my house and say that we're driving to Montana or wherever the path is, you're done.
Well, it's actually worse than that because I'm a terrible parent. He plays video games online, and one of his friends, she lives in Alaska, which 2033 is the next eclipse in Alaska. 2033.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, you'll be 24, she'll be 21. You guys could, do your wedding around the eclipse. And he's like, oh my God, Dad, just go away.
That's right. Setting your current teenage son up for the bone zone in 2033 in Alaska is not exactly the height of romance while you're on a dirt road in rural Illinois.
Yeah, you are, if nothing else, Aaron, you are a romantic. So,
well, my wife's always wanted to see Alaska. I can kill like 4 birds with one stone.
Yeah, I mean, consolidate. That's a good idea. So, overall rating, what would you rate this experience on a scale of 1 to 10?
I would give it a 9. I really would.
Wow,
it was very,
that's
very
strong.
Cool.
That's really strong.
I have 2 more questions that I need to ask. One, there's all these classic videos of you see the NASA control room when they land on wherever or something successful, right?
Cheer.
And those are inspirational. Those are really cool to see, right? So my question is, did you bunch of losers do the same thing when the moon moved?
I took pictures as it was eclipsing every 5 minutes. I tried to take a couple pictures when it was in totality, but there was other people online that had way better pictures than mine.
Yeah.
That's I didn't want to just.
You want to be there in the moment. You don't want to watch it through a 5-inch screen that you're holding up.
Right.
And that was the big one. I didn't want to just stare at it through my phone. I wanted to actually look around and experience and stuff.
But was there a large
group? Really interesting.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, there was. There were a lot of people in town had moved to that park area because it was mostly open, right? There's a lot of trees, so we could see in the open part of the park. We could see up.
Yeah, yeah. The other question I had for you then was: did you talk to anybody back at home about their experience, and was it different enough to justify the time that you took and the travel that you guys made to make it feel okay for you?
I think so. I thought it was awesome. My daughter, we talked to her. She went to the bathroom in the middle of class so she could be outside and see it. And she was like, yeah, it was okay. It's kind of partial.
I'm surprised they didn't let her. You said she's in college?
Yeah.
I'm surprised that wasn't one of those things where, every college professor or every teacher in every school was like, let's go outside and check it out for a minute.
Yeah,
and
take a break.
Yeah, come back in. Well, Aaron, thank you very much for reporting your experience. We look forward to 2020, or we look forward to 2033 in Alaska. Hopefully, we will still be. No, actually, hopefully, we will not still be doing this podcast. But if we are, we expect an invite to your son and his video gamer girlfriend's wedding.
Oh, I can't. No, we're the MCs. We're not going. We're the MCs of the Alaskan wedding.
The Alaskan Eclipse wedding.
The Alaskan Eclipse wedding in 2033, MC'd by Steve and Kyle.
Yeah, can we get that? Can we get that contract signed?
Yeah, we'll get those. I'll get that paper in the mail.
Appreciate it, Aaron.
Do you now owe your wife an actual vacation?
Well, we're saving up for next year's our 25th anniversary, and we're going to do Disney without the kids.
Oh, very nice. Okay,
Very
I thought
cool.
you guys were going to say something like we're going to go check out, M53 in North Dakota because we heard there's a cool rock formation off to the side. So
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear you guys are doing something fun.
Or like Stonehenge Jr. It's in Toledo.
Yeah, built by ants.
The rest of our vacations are weekend getaways to see the side gig live. So.
Oh, that's a good man right there.
my
Good
God.
man.
Can't think anything more sad. Thanks for
Aaron, we appreciate you taking the time to talk to us, man. Good to see you the other day, too.
No problem.
Appreciate it.
Have a
Thanks,
good
man.
time.
You too.
Thank you.
See ya.
Man, if you had to think, Steve, about your, like a weird vacation you would choose for your, maybe it's something both you and your wife are into what that might not strike a lot of people. Would it be something like the Jeep thing in Pennsylvania you've gone to in the past?
I mean, are we talking? We're talking with my wife because she would have no desire to do anything like that.
But would she go if you said, "Hey, weekend in Pittsburgh"? I've got my mom's going to watch the kid. Whatever.
Maybe, yeah. I mean,
would she go for that reason?
I think if it was a situation where the grandparents were going to watch the kids or something, it's get away for a little while. She probably wouldn't go to the Jeep show with me, or maybe she would, but just for a couple hours, and then she'd go, do her own thing. But yeah, I think that it might happen. I don't think she'd enjoy it.
I'd be curious because Aaron just made it seem so matter of fact, right? That my son wanted to go. My daughter would have gone if she could have, and they were all okay with going. I just can't imagine a family dynamic where I said, "Hey, I'm going to take the day off of work. We're going to pull our son out of school, and we're going to drive to Southern Illinois." Right. And you and I drove to the Ohio-Indiana border to see a billboard, but that mattered. That meant something. That wasn't...
Dare we say that was a bigger event than the eclipse?
No, I'll post it on the poll.
Was our billboard
a bigger event than the moon moving?
Yeah.
Ooh, boy, tough call. I don't know. One happens all the time. One is a one-off.
Well, thanks again to Brian for getting on the phone I'm sorry, for Aaron. Yeah, I'm thinking Brian. We talked to Brian last week.
We did, but see, we haven't utilized the phone system on this mixer very often. So I can see how that gets mixed up. That is 1 million destinations. I would not pick that as a day off of work for me to go to, and I would pick some really dumb stuff to go to. You know what I mean?
All right. Well, we got to wrap this thing up because it's crunch time now. We are just days away from boarding several flights in a short time span. Do we have a Cybertruck yet? Have you looked it up on Turo?
Have not looked. Stay tuned if you're in the Austin area for the one Cybertruck running amok through the entire Austin, Texas, Kyle, Texas area.
I am dead serious about that.
We'll try.
I will pay. I mean, it would really, like I said, half day rental. I'd pay $200.
Okay.
to drive a Cybertruck for a couple hours.
And then again, we just need to find the electric plug
Right.
to fill up the electric pump at the end. That's
Sure.
how it works. And you fill her up with 10 minutes of EV, please.
50 electrons, sir.
You got? Do I buy them by the node?
How many kilojoules?
Yeah, is that 4 light bulbs worth, or
just trade him a box of like LED bulbs. I don't know. I got it at Costco. Does this work?
I'll defer to your expertise, electric man.
At Steve and Kyle, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Yes.
Please follow us, especially over these next couple of days when we're making this idiotic trip.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
To Kyle. Is it Lake Kyle or Kyle?
It's Lake Kyle Park in Kyle, Texas.
Kyle, Texas.
Yes.
Okay. I should know that. We have plane tickets. We're going there. So, yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. So, follow along. We'll probably do some live pop-ins, whether it's on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook or whatever.
Yep.
So,
Keep an eye on, like you said, though, all of our social media just to be sure, because we'll go live wherever the internet allows us to, essentially, when we're down there.
I mean,
wherever
definitely
app
from the
allows us.
Cybertruck.
No question. We're going to be trucking away, 4 light bulbs at a time, all the way up that highway to get to Lake Kyle Park.
And then we'll talk to you next week. Again, next week's episode is going to be weird. We don't really know what it's going to be yet. So we'll piece something together. You will still have something on Tuesday morning at 7 a.m.
We'll be bubbling with content, fresh content, back in June.
Talk to you next week. See ya.